It is the night before my 25th birthday. So I'll be posting this on my 25th birthday on Sunday, but I have been thinking about it for a little while and thinking about what I wanted to share on my birthday, and I decided to go with a list of things that I've learned in my 25 years of being on this incredible planet. So this is going to be a list of 25 things I've learned in 25 years. Most of them have been more recent since, graduating high school, being in university, and being in my early 20s, but thought I'd share with you guys some of the things that I had to go through many mistakes to learn and hopefully can teach you before you have to. Starting off very simply with number one, the 10-second rule. If there's something wrong and it can be fixed within 10 seconds, tell that person or fix that thing. So if you're out with somebody and they've got something in their teeth, that is something that can easily be fixed in 10 seconds. Mascara under the eyes, fly down, something like that. That is always worth it to tell someone. If it's something like they didn't curl the entire back of their hair before they went out that night, not easily fixed in 10 seconds, so don't worry about it. But something that can be fixed in 10 seconds, always worth it to tell somebody about, so they can fix it and then they're not embarrassed later and mad at all the people they were out with. Number two, a lot of the things that your parents said were probably right. This is a lesson that I learned when I started doing camps and being a counselor and a director at camps, and found myself saying a lot of the things that my parents said to me when I was young to try and teach them life lessons like not tattletaling, trying to make things good for other people. Those little annoying things that your parents said all the time, a lot of them are probably very helpful and very true. Number three, a very annoying thing to learn, one that I remind myself of very frequently: you never regret moving your body. Same thing as you never regret a workout. I always feel better after I work out, whether it's mentally or physically, or I sleep better that night, or I'm more awake, or I'm just a happier person. I have never once regretted doing a workout, even if it was something as simple as going for a walk outside. Moving your body is always going to be helpful for your mental health and for your physical health. Number four, manifestation works if you let it. So I've had a lot of back and forth in my brain over my many years of whether or not the concept of manifestation works, in the simple way of you speak something out loud or you think about something and then it comes true. The concept of manifestation, if you're starting to think about something, write it down, tell other people, all of a sudden you're going to be changing your decisions and the way that you're approaching life to align with the things that you've said or thought of. So I don't know about the greater universe giving you things that you are hoping for and writing down, but as soon as you decide that it's something that you want, you're gonna start to change little things in your life that you wouldn't normally think about to try and align yourself to get to where you want to be. Number five, drink whatever makes you happy. So this comes to coffees, this comes to alcohol, this comes to anything. So if you were always made fun of for getting the sweet pumpkin spice latte during the fall, but it really makes you happy, just drink it. Other people aren't drinking it, so they don't need to care what you're drinking. One of my most vivid memories of this, I was at a bachelor party and we got a whole bunch of stuff to drink from the grocery store in the US, and that was pre-White Claws coming to Canada, and I bought a bunch of White Claws, and all the guys that I was with made fun of me for it because it was, a girly drink, whatever. But then at the football game, we were all drinking the White Claws, every single person, and we had to go buy more because they drank a bunch of mine. So drink what you want to drink what tastes good to you, coffee, alcohol, whatever, because you need to be happy and it doesn't matter what other people's opinions are about what you're drinking. Number six, a lesson that I still learn every single time there is a sale of any kind at any store that I might want to shop at. A deal is only a deal if it's on something that you would normally buy. If you see something that has a good markdown or a good price, or you see it at Winners for cheaper than it normally is, but it's not something you would normally be buying or not something that you're looking for, it's not really a deal because you're just spending more money than you would be anyways. Because just because you found collagen peptides at Winners for $35 instead of $45 as listed online, if you're not currently consuming collagen peptides in your regular supplements, then you just spent $35 that you wouldn't have normally spent anyways. Number 7, Kind of complex, but also pretty simple. Let yourself feel joy. This is something I realized a few years ago, that I wasn't allowing myself to feel joyful in everyday life, and I was putting a lot of weight on the concept of joy and being truly happy. I think it's really critical that you enjoy the little things and let yourself be excited about what's going on right now. As we get older, it's more difficult to live in the moment, and things can pass us by and we can not even realize that it's something super happy or joyful. So I encourage you to slow down and try and let yourself find joy in everyday life. Number 8, this might not be true for everybody, but for me, the concept of keeping your skincare simple. A few years ago when I was like early university, the a bazillion step skincare routine came into big popularity in Western beauty after it had been big in Eastern beauty. So I went through several years of several serums and multiple washes and all this different kind of stuff, and truly it never made my skin that happy, and it was just kind of attacking my wallet and taking up time in my evenings and mornings. So I dialed it way back. Cleanser, moisturizer, exfoliate when I shower, and that's it. And my skin has never been happier. So if your skin is struggling right now, I encourage you to strip back your routine and just go with a couple of basics. Your wallet and your moisture barrier and oil layer on your skin will thank you. Number 9, if you're tired, drink water. This is one that I struggle with even now. I always think that caffeine is the solution. I'm thinking, okay, I'll just have another coffee because I'm still tired in the afternoon. But when I did 75 hard and I was drinking a gallon of water or 4 liters every single day, the energy levels that I had when I was drinking all of my water consistently throughout the day was nuts. So try and drink more water if you're feeling tired in your everyday life. Number 10, communicate with your partner even on the little things. The thing that's been so successful in my 7.5-year relationship with my partner has been our high level of communication. You know, even early when you're starting to feel frustrated, like the early little bits of it, communicate so it avoids a bigger blowout later. We have never really fought, and I chalk that up to us communicating very well with each other and communicating early on as soon as anyone's starting to feel frustrated. Number 11, very irrelevant probably to most people, but wear your retainer. If you're someone who has a retainer, wear it. We don't want to wear it. It's annoying to wear it. You only really have to wear it at night after you get it. But from a girl whose retainer no longer fits her mouth after several years of orthodontics and very painful procedures, I'm now kicking myself. So wear your retainer. Number 12, always carry bandaids. This is something that I do religiously now on trips, to work, in my purse when I go to the bar, anywhere. I always have bandaids because it's much more convenient to just solve your own problem and have the bandaids already. And also, for the most part, when you're in public places, they have like very official first aid kits that have the crummiest bandaids that barely stick to your skin and rub off and fall off super easily. So if you get nice Band-Aid brand bandaids or Life brand bandaids, carry those with you, the fabricy ones, because they're gonna stick way better anyways. Number 13, offering to take minutes at a meeting. So offer to do that. It makes the person who's hosting the meeting have way less on their plate and not have to worry about it, and it also makes you look super responsible. Number 14, don't over tweeze your brows. They will never come back the same. I'm lucky having been born in 1996 because for the most part I missed the craze in the early to mid 2000s of over tweezing your brows and having the skinniest brows possible. I was too young. I was still like in middle school at that point, but I did tweeze a lot at the like front of my brows, at like the tips, and they truly have never grown back fully. They're still pretty sparse there. So don't over tweeze your brows. If you can get a brow person, if that's something that you can afford and put in your monthly budget, I really encourage you to do that. It has changed everything for me, and I barely touch my own brows anymore. My brow girl does everything for me. Number 15, just text people back and be honest with them. Coming from yours truly, one of the worst texters on the planet. Every single one of my friends can attest to the fact that I am one of the worst people with texting. I will see a message, and if I read it and don't mark it as unread, I almost completely forget that it happened. I'm especially bad for this at work. If I see someone's message and then realize I don't have time to initiate that conversation with them while I'm in the situation that I'm in, whether it's at work or I'm going to a movie or something like that, it's basically like it never happened. It completely leaves my mind. So when you realize that you've done that, just text them back and be honest with them and apologize. Number 16, you don't need one more drink. You're good. It is rare that I have ever had my final drink at a bar or a concert or something like that and felt like it was a good choice the next day. Either it pushed me over the edge to give me a little bit of a hangover in the morning, or it slightly pushed me over for my budget for that evening. Whenever there's the just one more drink mentality, it never goes well for anybody. So have a few, and as soon as your brain is thinking, maybe I could just fit in one more drink before I need to go, just don't. Get a water. Number 17, little changes make a big difference, even if the outcome is very small. So this can kind of extrapolate out to many parts of life, but one of the main ways that I think about it is with greener living and the zero waste movement. So a lot of the time people can get very frustrated with the amount of waste that corporations create, and the little effect that we as consumers and individuals can have on this process and on climate change in general. But I'm telling you that every little choice that you make and every little change that you make in your life does have an effect on the greater outcome of the thing that you're trying to change. So if that means that you switch from disposable feminine products like tampons and pads to a menstrual cup instead, that's helpful. You are making a difference. If that means changing all of your light bulbs to LEDs instead of compact fluorescents, that's helpful. If that means, only eating out once a week where you get all of this extra packaging and everything that you have to throw away, you're making a difference. So I know that it can feel like small actions really do nothing to move the needle, but if everyone starts doing small things as time goes on, that will help out in the greater outcome, and it will also change the mindset of everyone involved, including corporations. Number 18, sacrificing sleep always backfires. Number 19, people will actually like you if you are you all the time. This is something that I learned towards the end of middle school, like right before high school. I'd been hanging out with groups of people who didn't truly like me and were pretty mean to me for most of the time. And then I had an opportunity to go to a month-long program with our provincial government. It's called the Provincial Page Program, and decided right before I left to go do that in Toronto that I was going to be me 100% of the time. I had a trial run of this month-long period with all these people that I'd never met before, and so I decided, okay, I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna go and be 100% honestly who I am, and if they like me, great. If they don't, it's only a month, so I'll survive. And that was a huge turning point for me. I was 100% me the whole time, made some excellent friends that I still have to this day, and I came back from that program in the new year in my last, few months of middle school, and changed my entire friend group, met people that I actually liked, and again, those are people that I'm now still friends with this late in my life. So I encourage you to be you 100% of the time, and people will like you, I promise. Number 20, you never stop learning. Allow knowledge to flow through you at all times. I take any opportunity that I can to learn. If someone's offering to teach me something, for the most part, I say yes, especially if it's a free opportunity. If you're gonna give me a chance to take a free course or a free class or whatever, most of the time I'm going to say yes, because it's always great to learn new things. Usually you can meet new people doing it, and you can always add things to both your professional resume and your social resume. Number 21, extracurriculars, clubs, sports, organizations are supposed to be fun. So if they stop being fun, evaluate your participation in them. I have been a part of many different extracurriculars and clubs and organizations throughout my life, and I always made sure that I was enjoying myself on a macro level, at least. Obviously, there are small things that can happen that make different interactions or situations difficult. But if I could zoom out and see that I was still having a really good time in general, I would stick around. If I found that I was frustrated every single time that I was interacting with those people or doing something for that organization, I left because it wasn't worth it. Those things are supposed to bring joy to your life and balance, and if they're not doing that, then it's not for you. Number 22, put your phone down when you're watching a movie or a TV show that you actually care about. Can't tell you how many times, now that we all have smartphones, that I have just put on something that I desperately want to watch, have been waiting to watch, and then scroll through Instagram, hit TikTok, go through my emails while I'm watching the show or movie, and then completely miss it, and then feel silly for wanting to watch it again. Number 23, take more pictures with family and friends. I think it's really important to pictures of important moments and memories in your life and just create memories through photos. I know that we all take a lot of photos on our phones all the time. A lot of the time it's for social media, and that's really lovely, but I think it's also nice to have, photos of the moments that aren't as pretty and aren't as polished. A lot of people talk about social media being a highlight reel, but your actual photo app in your phone should have a lot more depth than that. Having lost a few family members in my life, I know that the only thing that I really regretted was not having more photos with them. It's a lot easier now with smartphones to be able to take photos all the time, so I encourage you to try and take photos and immortalize moments in your life, and try to not be the person who says, my hair's not done today, or I'm not wearing makeup, so I don't want to be in a photo, or I'm eating, don't take pictures of me. Just let it happen. Let it happen. Let those memories be created, because you never know how much they're going to be helpful to someone later. Number 24, the secret to being that girl is to believe that you're already that girl. The concept of being that girl or the hot girl or whatever travels around on social media all of the time, and the secret to being that is to have the confidence and the persona that you already are that. You don't need to do, 25 different steps to your morning routine, or have 75 different extracurriculars, or workouts 10 times a day to be that person. If you believe you're that person and you live your life that way, you are that person. Number 25, one of the most important things to me, and something that I say very frequently, there's no such thing as the perfect moment. Don't wait to do something, to say something, to talk to someone, to start a new task. Don't wait for a perfect moment, because they don't exist. There can be moments that feel better than others to do something, but there truly isn't a perfect moment. So just do it now. As soon as you want to do something, just do it, because you don't want to miss your chance. There's no perfect moment to start doing yoga. There's no perfect moment to dye your hair a fun color. There's no perfect moment to start reading that book that you've been staring at on your shelf for 3 months. There's no perfect moment to lose a family member. There's no perfect moment to quit your job. There's no perfect moment to adopt a dog. So just do it when it feels right, because waiting for a sign or waiting for a perfect moment is going to leave you waiting for a lot of your life. So those are my 25 lessons that I have learned in my 25 years living on this world, and I know that I still have a lot to learn, and some of the things that I shared you might not agree with or have your own versions of, but these are things that have carried me through my life that I found to be critically important. So I encourage you to listen to what people have to say and the years that they've lived and the things that they've learned, but also don't ditch all of your own knowledge just based on the knowledge that you hear from somebody else. Again, you're always going to be learning, so take what you like, leave what you don't, and we will see you guys soon. So thanks for coming along and seeing all the things that I've learned, and we will catch you soon. Bye, babes.